This
This
call
is
is now being
Global Tel
recorded.
Link. You have a prepaid call from
Carlos Contreras.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, James? It's me, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos, how's it
Carlos
going,
Contreras.
man? Hey, how's it going,
Yeah.
man? I appreciate you calling in today,
Dude.
man. But man, what's up? What happened? What's up with the Super Bowl? What happened? What's your take on it?
Man, hey, you know what? Statue. A lot of people in here were going for the 49ers up in here, and because we have a lot of people that are down from like San Francisco, Sacktown, Fresno, that are in prison here, right? And so there was a few Chiefs fans, and you know what? If I had to pick a team, I'm gonna go for the Chiefs, right? Because Mahomes, Holmes, he got a lot of game. He's still a good youngster, and the 49ers were playing kind of hurt, man, and it was a good defensive game, man. It was a good defensive game. I enjoyed it, and I was going for the Chiefs. I was going for the Chiefs at first. The first quarter, I was like, man, they're gonna get smashed. What happened? But when they turned it up, it got more interesting, and I liked it. It was pretty cool, man. I always watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. And I was really kind of enjoying that one commercial with where J-Lo and Ben Affleck, where she's like a judge, and Ben Affleck comes in a Dunkin' Donuts costume, trying to get attention. Hey, I'm right here. You know what I mean? It was funny. It was pretty cool though. You know what I mean? And then the Beyonce one where because how they put out different songs, like all these famous singers like Taylor Swift, Paulina Rubio, all these different artists, right? And top charts all over the internet. They blow up overnight, and she's putting out 2 new songs, right? And she's like, "Did I break the internet? Did I break the internet?" Nope, you haven't broke the internet. She's like, "She's going to the moon. Did I break the internet?" it's a trip, And but yeah, it was pretty cool. We a lot of people get together during that time, and they pitch in. They make little spreads, make burritos, and that's what I made. I made met some guy that knows how to grill up some burritos and some carnitas with sausage and then strips of bacon inside a burrito, and then cheesy rice, and then roll them up and then grill them up and then put some good guacamole sauce on it. Oh man, it was tasty. It was bomb. And so yeah, it was pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Man.
Everybody has their little sections and enjoys their time. During the Super Bowl, here you could hear it. It gets loud. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I was unfortunately, for me, I was stuck at work. I was I was stuck.
Oh, you were? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
And then I had tried to set up some. I wanted to do some video calls, but from what I hear, it looked like it was shut down.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You guys had a modified program
Yeah.
that day. I'm assuming the officers, they had other plans, and their plans didn't include, being at their post that day. They were gonna be out and about and partying it up.
Yeah, they're potlucking. They had their own little personal parties. You can see them all congregating, eating burritos too, from the guys and everything. Yeah, they do their little thing too. They shut down program and they try to enjoy their little. They turn on their little TVs and start watching it right there. But yeah.
That's right.
So
yeah.
how you been, man? How you been? How you been? It's been a minute since I talked to you. So how you been going? How you been doing?
Pretty much. My daily routine is work and then more work on top of that, and then spending time with my family, and then when I have some free time, then I try to take advantage of that and jump on these calls. And today's gonna be one of those days. I got a few people lined up, so. You're the first phone call of the day, and then I believe in a few hours, I'm gonna be meeting up with Gary. I'm not sure if you know who Gary is, and also Silas. So I got I got a
Okay.
few
That's
gentlemen
right.
lined up for today. So definitely looking forward to that. And but other than that, other than that, everything's been good. Um, I'm working on bringing on some gentlemen from Calipatra State Prison, so that's definitely
Oh,
exciting. So everybody previous, in the last 4 or 5 months, everybody's been from Centinela, and I've been fortunate
yeah.
where I was provided with some names of some gentlemen that I was told that they would be a good asset, to bring on and share their journeys and whatnot. So definitely,
That's
excited
cool.
with that. The only thing with Calipatria is that their phone service is bad. I mean, you think the service right there in Centinela is bad? The service at
Yeah.
Calipatria, it's unbearable. One day
Oh,
I was trying to do a
wow.
call, and like it was just 40 minutes of it just sounded like it was like we were having that conversation underwater. And then yeah,
Ooh.
from everybody I'm speaking to over there, it seems that yeah, it's been a known issue. It's been going on for quite some time, and supposedly the Mac rep was gonna had brought it up to the administration's attention, and they were gonna bring somebody from GTO in and try to get that resolved. So hopefully, they're able to get that fixed sooner than later, because it kind of sucks, if it's
Okay.
raining, if the wind's blowing, any it seems like
Yeah.
anything will throw
I'll,
throw those tablets off.
yeah, man. It's a trip. Yeah, that's right. And so I just want to say hi to anybody, that's out there, and, God bless you guys. And I'm grateful for you guys, and thank you, like I said, thank you for always giving me this opportunity. I'm thankful, you know what I mean? And so what you got lined up? What kind of questions, or what you want, what were you thinking of covering a topic today, or?
Well, you know what? Right now, I think since tomorrow's Valentine's Day, I think maybe that'll be
Yeah.
a good topic. Especially since your fiance just popped up in here, and definitely you wanna go ahead
Okay.
and send out a shout out to your fiance, because she provided me with a new picture, updated picture. Look
Okay.
that last look when you showed up at death row. Now in this picture here,
Yeah.
you got the hair going on, and I know she
That's
was in the
right.
picture with you, but she cropped it out, so it's just you. But yeah, you look
Yeah.
way different, totally different from your other picture. Yeah. You looked a lot dangerous in the other
That's
one than
right.
this one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, how you doing, baby? You know that I love you. How you doing, Almita? And so, yeah, that's right. And Valentine's Day, man. Believe it or not, it wasn't something that I always look forward to, because in my past prison terms, I've always, I've always never had a relationship. Every single time I would do prison terms in my past, I've always kept this concept of it's better to do time without a girl. Why stress on it? You know what I mean? I don't want to stress having a relationship, what she's doing out there, or what's going on. But this time around, I was still young too when I was doing my past terms, but this time around it's a little different, right? It changed everything, because I actually not only found someone that I can share my life with while I'm doing my time. She's also doing this time with me, and for her to, for Almita to choose to do this journey with me, not only a journey of me being incarcerated, but also with my death sentence, like, she came to terms, that I probably won't never come home someday, but that all depends on me, how I conduct myself, and what I do while I'm in here. If I have a fighting chance to sometimes do a commutation and get an LWAP maybe someday, right? And it'll open up some different doors for us to be together someday in conjugal visits down the line. But yeah, like, having this relationship with her has opened up my heart to love again, to be emotional, to be shy, to have butterflies. I'm feeling like a seventh grader all over again. Falling in love, and when you're incarcerated, that that type of experience doesn't happen to all inmates. A lot of women don't want to do this journey, and for her to do that with me is it's incredible. She's a strong woman, and I trust her with all my heart, and that's what makes it work because we have a lot of communication and she provides and I try to do drawings for her or sometimes do drawings and help her out or whatever the case may be, and then she spoils me, what I mean, in here, and at the same time I try to do the same, try to send her some, even while I'm in here, try to send her some roses and a little gift here and there, or a chain or a necklace, a ring, whatever I can do at any given time. It's meaningful while you're in prison, and so those are the little things that I try to do just to bring that spark and keep it spontaneous in a relationship like this. And it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. We have these little new e-cards on our things where we can send them, Happy Valentine's to you, and then plus I send her cards ahead of time. Like this month, I think I sent her 6 cards, and they're all within that same theme of Valentine's and telling her what she means to me, that she's my rock, that I love her, and and just encouraging her, let her know just how much I appreciate her, and I'll tell you this, I never thought that I would ever have someone that I can die with, and that's something, it's precious, when you have something like that, you might as well just hold on to it, and we're not gonna celebrate our Valentine's Day until like this coming week on Friday, I think it's Friday or Sunday that she's gonna come visit me, and so we're gonna have our little Valentine's moment together right there,
Man, and right now, you just mentioned something a few moments ago, that you're a death row inmate, and man, it seems like right now it's easy to say that, but I'm pretty sure, at one point, when you originally got the sentence, it wasn't easy because, it's man, like you're gonna be sentenced to death, but or you were sentenced to death by the state of California, so. I'm sure you definitely went through it when you were originally sentenced, because that's the last thing somebody wants to hear. Yeah, we're all gonna die, but as far as there's a date somewhere down the line. Even though the state of California hasn't executed anybody in numerous years, you still have that hanging over your head, and I think just hearing that you're a condemned man, it comes with a certain stigma, and I'm pretty sure you feel that when you come into contact with people and they hear, or you let them know that you were formerly in San Quentin. So what do you call it right now? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Carlos. I was distracted. I saw something on the chat right now, and it threw me off my train of thought there.
Go for it, man. Like, if whatever it says, go for it. You can read it, but you know what I mean.
So right now, so we have a lot of people, tapping in. We have, of course, Almita. We got ICEMAN. He's
That's right.
Or Almita too.
ICEMAN?
She put hi James and my baby love, and then ICEMAN put ICEMAN in the house, and then let me see what else. Right. Who else do we have in here? We got Fish Slayer SoCal. Saludos to all. And
that's right.
And
hey, what's up?
Almita also put till the wheels fall off, baby. That's right.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I ain't gonna lie. It is true, man. I never thought that I would find a girl with my sentence, man. And yeah, when I was getting sentenced to death, it was something that I had to think about and accept, man. Like, damn, I'm never gonna go out there no more. I'm never gonna be able to touch a hand. I'm never gonna be able to, like, am I gonna find love? Like, these are the questions, and And lo and behold, man, God provides, man. God provided me a beautiful, wonderful woman, man. You know, she's a believer, and she's there. She's a strong woman. So for that, I'm blessed, man. I'm highly favored and blessed because of that. You know, she can put up with me. You know.
Yeah, nah, man. Yeah, you definitely are lucky when it comes to that because not
This
just
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
not just any woman's gonna
Yeah.
write it out by your side, and you definitely
Yeah.
are fortunate because I'm sure there's numerous people in there where you're at. All right, so the call was cut off, and Carlos will be calling us back shortly. And I want to go ahead and uh, uh, thank ICEMAN, for that that small donation, and I'll make sure I'll send that over to Jesse and David. Really appreciate it, and man, good thing that the 49ers didn't cut the mustard, because if not, then Jesse and David wouldn't have had anything coming their way. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna appreciate that, and I'll go ahead and send them a message over today, so they're aware that they have that coming their way. And just to give you guys a heads up, today
This call is now being recorded. You have a prepaid call from
Carlos Contreras.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Yeah, it cut off. Yes,
Yeah.
how you doing? All right.
So you know what, and then another thing, you mentioned the art, the art that you be doing. I just wanted to let you know that I did get the
Yeah.
art that Almita sent my way, and it and I have it as one of the
right.
backgrounds, when the stream is going through it's playing a slideshow, and there's like pictures of prisons
Okay.
and throughout the state of California, the Grey Goose and things of that nature. So every so often your artwork will come up there. So if anybody ever sees their art, your artwork, and then they want to commission or have you draw anything up for them, hopefully they'll reach out to you, and you're able to get some action like that. So hopefully you're able to get
That's right.
something something positive from that whole sharing your artwork with our listeners.
That's right. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then, so you were talking about the Valentine's Day, right? Like, what would we, I was just thinking about it, like, that's tomorrow, right? So, luckily my girl doesn't work tomorrow. And, I was thinking of just probably, like, sitting down with her and, ask my celly if I can borrow his tablet and watch a movie from the tablet, and then be on my phone with the tablet, and have her stream a live video on her TV, like a chick flick or something that's a good ass movie that we can watch together and laugh. You know what I mean? And probably spend some time together. Some quality time together and watch a movie together. I think that'll be a good thing to do, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Man, you know what? With this whole, and I had totally slipped my mind that it was Valentine's Day, tomorrow, until, I was on the way about to go pick up my daughter, and then my wife had reminded me that we were gonna be going over to my suegra's house, for her birthday, because my suegra,
Right.
her birthday is on Valentine's Day, and then I was like, oh no, like I haven't even bought anything for my wife, I gotta run out and get something, man. I'm like, oh man, I'm definitely lacking over here. I'm not. So so I went to pick up my daughter, and my wife was supposed to pick up my daughter from school today, but she got she was a little bit backtracked at work, so she had some meetings going on, so I had to run out and go grab her. So to say the least, my daughter wasn't happy that I went to pick her up today, because she was expecting my wife, and she was like, where's my mom? And I mean, my daughter's 5.
Yeah.
She's like, where's mom yet? And I'm like, she couldn't
Okay.
come. She can't come. She's working. She told me she was gonna come, and she said she was gonna buy me one toy, because my wife had told her that she was gonna take her to the dollar store, after she got off of school, and then I was like, well, don't worry, I'll take you. And then she was like, you buy me 2 toys? And I was like, okay, 2 toys it is. And
that's right.
Man, that dollar store today is bananas. Man, I walked in there was about 15 people in line. By the time I made it to the line to get checked out, about 15 people ahead of me, and I was like, man. So I took the opportunity and I at least picked up some balloons. Some Valentine balloons. I bought one for my daughter, and then I bought one for my wife, and all that. Man, this will buy me some time till tomorrow. So first thing in the morning, I'm gonna. And for those of you that don't know, at Costco is the best place to buy a dozen roses. I think they run about, I want to say about $25 for a dozen roses. I think it's 25. I don't know. It's something affordable. It's nothing too crazy. So tomorrow in the morning, I'm gonna be waking up. I think Costco opens up at 6. And that's the first thing I'm gonna be heading to Costco. Go get my bouquet of roses.
There you go. That's right.
And
that's right.
Wish my wife, a happy Valentine's, and hopefully, she appreciates it, and because like sometimes, like I'll definitely, I got so many things in my mind. Sometimes I forget, what day we're living in. So I definitely, gotta show, that appreciation to my wife, because she's she's my biggest supporter, and if it wasn't for her, then I wouldn't even be doing these streams. Right. So she believes in what I'm doing, and the vision that I have with you guys, sharing your journeys, with anybody that wants to listen, or anybody that's thinking about changing. So shout out to to my wife, and shout out to all the women that stand by these gentlemen, because they are a huge support system, and I think and it's a lot of the reasons. I think a lot of times is one of the reasons that you gentlemen like you make that decision, to step away and go down a different path, right?
Yeah, man. That support system is very crucial and very important, man. And that I've always came from a place, from my family, right, where I've done my past terms. This is about my third one, and my family's always been there. I got one of them lovable, happy, and good, solid families that are always there for me, right? And but throughout time, it has, in the beginning they were on their tough. All my brothers, my sisters would go see me. They would all write me letters. And then my second term, they're more like, man, come on, get it right. And they would, they started kind of distancing themselves a little bit from me. And so when I got this death penalty, I really thought I was going to lose them all. And it's a trip, because they're there, but it's kind of like more of that out of sight, out of mind. When they hear me, I'm calling over a phone call. They're like, hey, what's up, carnal? How you doing? Woo, like, and it's like a real quick, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. We're just right here with the family. And, it's not like, it's been a while since I actually heard one of my brothers or one of my sisters say, like, so how are you doing, carnal? Like, what's going on with you, man? And me being able to like they say, we don't like to put more pressure on them than they already have out there, and we don't want to show them sometimes the real raw things that we go through in here, right? And sorry to say though, that sometimes I have people here in prison that I tell all my deepest thoughts, and sometimes my deepest secrets, or my girl, my wife too, my fiance, and more than I do my own family. And it kind of sucks, It kind of sucks that I haven't learned the right words or how to communicate with them, because they're still kind of offended and hurt because of what I did to our last name. You could just imagine when I was going to trial, them saying, Carlos Contreras, is getting sentenced to death, and like, them going to work. Hey, is that your brother, Carlos Contreras? You related to him? Like, I remember my nieces that were going to, my cousins that were going to school. They were telling me, are you related to that Carlos Contreras? And they were.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They were like, yeah, we are, and they kind of got like ashamed, and like little things like that, I had to learn. I had to learn like to accept what I'm putting my family through. And then the one that got me the most was when my older brother, like I asked him one day, "Hey, bro, like why are you so distant from me?" And this is my older brother, and he told me straight out. He goes, "You know what? I hate what you've done to my mom." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Did you know that my mom cries for you every Christmas, every Thanksgiving? You know, every single time we're having a holiday, and she's always there crying by herself, thinking like I wish I had all my sons here. I wish all my kids were here." And I never knew that, you know. And when they see my mom hurting like that, they're seeing that I'm the cause of it, that I'm the one that caused that to her. And they started distancing themselves away from me. And I get it, you know what I mean? Like, they got tired of the old crazy ass Carlos, gangbanger, didn't care about nobody, and I did that, I had to accept that. But now that I'm changing, now that I'm becoming this new person, like, I wish they would, little by little, they started, giving me that opportunity to start showing them what I've been through. And some of them are coming around, and some of them are, like my sisters. They're all for my transformation. They're all for me, and then my brothers are like, some of them are always there encouraging me, but some of them are like slowly coming around. Like, nah, is it for real? You're really changing? What do you mean you're a Christian?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Like, what do you mean you're not prideful no more? Like, what do you mean you're not talking? You don't say bad words no more? Like, I said, just give me an opportunity, I tell them, come visit me. Let me talk to you. Like, I wish I had my brothers that I can actually tell them all my problems and get their advice or get their hugs or their counsel. But right now I have to do with what I have, and to tell the truth, that's sometimes we have better brothers here in prison than I do sometimes out in the streets, man. And it's sad though, but you know what? I believe that little by little those barriers will be broken, and we'll start reconciling, and we'll start reconnecting, and we'll start, becoming better brothers to each other, man. And that's kind of like what I wish for everybody in here, that they can start learning how to communicate to their brothers and tell them, hey, man, you know what, bro? I need you, man. Like, I would rather tell you my stuff than somebody in here, Like, I need you to know who I am so you can feel my struggles, feel my pains, and you know how to help me. You're my older brother. Like, help me, And sometimes I'm ashamed, or sometimes I get embarrassed and I don't want to say those words. But I'm finding the courage, little by little. I'm finding the courage to speak that way to my brothers, and not be always joking around, nah, Simon, all right, carnal, and kind of like stopping and having those serious moments with them. But support is important, and luckily I have half of my family that is there for me, and the other half kind of like still in the Oscars, but it's good, man. Support is important. So I kind of, I have my little cornerstone, precious jewel right there with Inmate too, always there by my side, and of course my shout out always goes out to her too for being there for me, and it balances me out, you know what I mean? She helps me out, she keeps me clear minded, and when I open up to her, and she gives me a different perspective, and I like that about her,
Absolutely, Carlos. And right now, just want to go ahead and let you know that that Fischler SoCal, he's blessing you with $19.99.
All right. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. God bless you, my brother.
And then he also says, gracias for all you do, big dog. I'm not sure if he's talking to you or to me, but anyhow, thank you too, for coming on here, and sharing your journeys, your thoughts, and the things that you go through, in prison. And then also we also had ICEMAN. He dropped a big $10. So you got $30 that I'll go ahead and send to your books.
Thank you.
You know, yeah, you know.
That's right. I appreciate that.
You know, it just goes to show, the community, our community here at Collect Call From, it's definitely supportive, and really appreciate you guys showing that by sending a few dollars over to our guests that come on, so really appreciate it, you Carlos, and everybody in the chat, everybody that helps out, really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, SoCal, and thank you, Iceman. Like I said, my heart goes out to you guys for being there for us, and you guys are good men, man. And like I said, I'm a person that actually appreciates it, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I want to touch on something that you mentioned earlier on, about communicating. You know what? I've when it comes to communication, I've never been, the best person to, to communicate.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I've always I've always had a hard time, to, communicate. But with having these conversations with you gentlemen, it's definitely, helped me, to open up and verbalize, my thoughts. And I'm starting to use it, at home, with my wife. And it's funny because, in the past, she would tell me that, I hold too much in and I don't communicate. And now I'm starting to communicate. And she's like, man, like you're doing too much now. I'm like, well, hold on, you can't have it both ways. Either I'm communicating, I'm not communicating enough, or I'm communicating too much. What do you want?
Yeah, man. Hey, that's cool though.
Yeah,
that's right. Oh man, let me call you back because we're gonna hang up right now, right?
Yeah, for sure. All right, and once again, want to go ahead and thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Just to give you guys a heads up, I have a video visit scheduled with Gary around 7:30 or so. So be on the lookout if you want to check out Gary. And then I believe at 8, I have another call with Silas. So definitely today, it's going to be one of those jam-packed days where I'm going to be bringing you a variety of guests today. And the reason I'm doing that is because for the next few days I'm gonna be busy. I got other stuff going on. So and I know I haven't been doing as many streams as I normally do. So hopefully this makes up for this makes up for for the days that I don't stream. But hopefully once everything gets situated here in the household, I'm able to get back on it. And what I'm end up doing is I gotta figure out I want to do some certain days that I'm gonna stream, like certain days that I'm gonna stream like weekly.
This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Carlos Contreras.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. To refuse, hang.
This call is now being recorded.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello? Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're talking about communication, right?
Yeah.
Communication barriers.
Yeah.
You know what? That was one of the hardest things for me to do too. Is learning this new language and learning how to express myself. Right? It didn't come easy. I had to do a lot of self-talk. I had to read a lot of books, therapy, and I guess mainly a lot of it came through like different groups that we go through in here, and hearing different people's experiences and being vulnerable, right? That was the main key, being vulnerable to express your emotions, to saying something like you know what, hey, you know what, my dad too was an alcoholic, my mom too was an alcoholic, and through it all I had to watch them, and I didn't know that that's where I got it from. As a little kid, I started taking their bottles, I started taking their cigarettes, and so like learning how to let those things that were inside of me, to learn how to, communicate it out, and I just be holding it in and be like, you know what, I was one of them too, and just by hearing people willing to share with people has helped me to be more open with my own emotions, and the very first person that I actually opened up to was I think I said my dad. I think in one of the past podcasts, and it was huge for me because part of me is scared. I have to talk to my dad, and tell him, you know what, Dad, like all I ever wanted from you was your love, was your support, was your encouragement, was your advice, and I didn't know how to say it as a little kid. I didn't know how to say that until I became more of a man, and I had to go through prison, and then I had to realize that they're the only ones visiting me, and part of me was like, I wish you could have been there for me more, able to probably help me from going out to the streets and looking for a father figure in the streets. And I couldn't tell him that, you know what I mean? So I had to find ways to communicate with him and tell him, like, why were you so harsh with me, Dad, Like, why were you always sending me to go do things, and all I ever wanted to do was just sit down and communicate with you and talk to you and get advice from you, the way I would see other dads do with their kids. And he was more raised in a whole different time where he says, my main objective was just to provide for you, put clothes on you, and put a roof over you. That's me demonstrating my love to you because I'm working my ass off for you to feed you, and that's me by my actions showing you how much I love you. And, I didn't understand that because he says that's how he grew up. That's how his dad taught him. And so for me to ask that much from him was a lot. And like I said, I got like 3 hugs, all the way, like 3 meaningful, real hugs from my dad since I was like 5th grade all the way to my senior year. And where he actually hugged me and embraced me and gave me that, like, I'm proud of you, you know what I mean? The day I graduated from 8th grade, one day after a football game, and then the other one the day that I graduated from high school. These were real hugs, and they meant a lot to me, you know what I mean? And when I was in prison, to tell him these things, to be vulnerable and willing to open up and tell him, it was the hardest thing I could ever do in my life. And to see his response was not what I thought. I thought it was gonna like break him. I thought he might get angry, and nah. It actually, what it ended up doing was like, I didn't know that's what you wanted from me. Like, I didn't know how to, and I was learning to understand why he didn't do these things. Like, why he didn't pull me to the side. He goes, I was a drunk. I didn't have time. I was going through my addiction at the time, and that's what kept me from even doing those moments with you, because I was ashamed to be around you drunk. And I was like, oh, like I didn't see that either. And to have those manly talks with my dad as we were older, and to hug, embrace, real hugs after visiting, and to tell him I'm sorry, for judging him on that, and to tell him that I love him, and to forgive me for putting him through so much, and that I understand now what he means. Because that day, I remember I was waiting for him to say, I'm sorry, and at the end I was the one saying I'm sorry. So throughout that time, I wasn't scared no more to be vulnerable with people. I wasn't, that was the breaking moment that helped me to start opening up about my emotions, because there was a positive one out of it. And one that kept me from opening my mouth and sharing it was that one. And so once that happened, I was learning different languages, how to express myself. Like you said, you didn't.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You weren't doing it too much, but once you did, it's like you become an open book, right? And you start showing different layers of yourself. And I think it's needed, in a communication when you're building relationships with people. I think when you can be your rawest self with no shame, no guilt, no, if people really care about you, they'll accept you as you are. You know, if your brothers and your sisters really love you, they'll accept you with all your flaws, and there's nothing that you can tell them that there's no wrong answer, and they'll still encourage you. So you know, when you open up to people, they say just be careful who you open up to too. You know what I mean? Some people might turn it around and use it for the wrong thing. And here, you know what I mean? They'll spread that gossip, or hey, look at that fool, he's weak. You know, look at the way he's talking. You know, look at that, he's always throwing his laundry out there out on the tier like nothing, or you know, out in the day room, he's talking about he's going through this and he's crying about that, and you know, people do shame that sometimes. So you know, in all things, you gotta have those people that you can trust and have those serious communication conversations with, and they help you. They help build you. They help to learn how to express serious conversation.
All right. Okay. So your phone went dead there for a moment. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, but we got the majority of it. Yeah, no, you're definitely
Okay.
right. You know, when you said about you need to know or you need to have somebody that you could trust. You know, when you share things, because yeah, people are gonna, they're gonna talk about you because they have nothing better to do. You know, um,
Yeah.
I think they use that as like a tool to deflect from their own problems and dealing with their own problems. But you know if communication and sharing things with others works with you and it helps you grow, then more power to you, instead of just being closed up and bottling up all your feelings and thoughts and whatnot. Because as a child, as far as myself, I was never uh, 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 nobody ever explained to me, how I should, communicate and express myself and my feelings and whatnot. So, as I got older, it became difficult. And my wife would always, point those type of things out to me. And, after,
Right.
hearing it over and over and over again, I finally, started, opening up. And once that started happening, our relationship got way better. It definitely improved.
Yeah.
And, with communication, as long as you're using it with, with the right person, it could be very, very beneficial.
Yeah, and being honest, you know what I mean? I think that's one of the main keys. Being honest of what you go through and being honest of who you are. Because I've learned that before I used to be real fake, right? Like like the old me. I always wanted people to like me. I was a people pleaser. You know, I was one of those that would say, yeah, I had this, I had that, oh, I did this, and just, and and I found out that, you know what, I don't have nothing to prove to nobody no more. You know what I mean? I'm happy with who I am now. Where I'm at in my journey in life, and that I don't have to lie to make people like me. And so just expressing the things that I go through, or opening up about different things with different people, on the in the day room, about my family, or even about my past. You know what I mean? It helps me. It helps me heal. It helps me to let them know a little bit about myself, and at the same time, it opens up that dialogue, to where they start expressing, and so it's powerful, man. Yeah, communication can be very powerful used the right way, and you can always help a lot of people through it. I mean, sometimes they say, hey, you got to talk to somebody. Who do you need to talk to? Sometimes we need a vent, and I do that sometimes with my girl, right? Because I'll be like, hey, okay, I just want you to hear me. I don't need you to answer, all right? Please, just listen to me. Because sometimes we're just sitting there listening. Sometimes we're just sitting there listening, and we stop paying attention because we're trying to figure out the solution already in our head. We're trying to respond, and they don't even want to respond. They just want us to listen, And that's so sometimes so, I'm just venting, all right? And she tells me to, look, I'm just gonna vent. I said, all right, cool. So I just sit there and listen, and in my mind, I'm coming up with all these solutions, but I can't say it, right? But, and it's needed, just learning each other's language and learning each other how we can get along. It helps, you know what I mean? And that's one of the important things that I've learned through learning how to connect with my family, man. Is learning how to talk to them, and learning how to bridge that gap, man. Because, like I said, there's a couple older brothers that I wish that I can have those strong bonds with, and like I could talk to them just the way like I'm talking to you, you know what I mean, and laugh with them just the way I'm talking to you. I would love to have that with some of my brothers, man. And it is true. They get caught up in the moment of their lives and of their time and their relationships or their kids or whatever it is they're dealing with. And all I can do, to tell the truth, is I got a lot of time. I'm patient, and I'm very understanding, and keep praying for them. And whenever that time comes around, that the Lord, puts it in their hearts to start communicating with me, I'm never gonna stop. I'm still always gonna draw them pictures, try to send them letters, and try to help them on their birthday, send them some gifts. I'm gonna still do it. Even if they don't do it with me, I'll still do it with them. And whenever they're ready to communicate, and I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be waiting and ready and willing. With no judgment. Not with this. Why you stay away from me so long, man? I've been hurting for so many years, and now you wanna come? Nah, it's gonna be like, man, I miss you, carnal. Like, how you been? How's life? How's you and your wife? How's my nephews? Like, I heard they got kids, and I just wanna build on that instead of entering it with the wrong lens, So yeah, learning how to communicate is very powerful, man.
Yeah, let me ask you, do you facilitate any groups where you help or you have like a communication group, to help individuals, get better at it, or does anybody offer something like that?
They have, I think it's I don't know if it's called AVP or something like that. Where the truth is, it's something along those lines. They do have topics where they talk about different situations to learn how to communicate to each other, their neighbors, the community, family members. But not that I know of. I haven't all the things that I've been through was through real life experiences by trying to.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Trying to share my story, learning my, telling people my testimony, what I've been through, and through therapy. Going through therapy taught me a lot how to communicate to a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. Another question. I know. Since you're death row or a condemned inmate, are you?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Are you able to facilitate any type of groups, or is that just for people that are not condemned? Because I know previously you had mentioned that like certain things you're not, like going to school and whatnot. It's harder for you to enroll because they want people that are going to be eventually paroling. And as for you right now, that hasn't changed. So, but does that affect you? Being able to become a facilitator and having your own groups.
To tell the truth, I have never really investigated that, but.
All right, so I guess I should have waited until the new caller asked that question, but maybe that'll give him some time, to think about the answer. Never thought about that, but I'm definitely looking forward to hearing his response. And just to give you a heads up, this is probably gonna be our last call with Carlos. I gotta do a few things before I do our next stream. The next stream should be about 7:30, and that's gonna be with Gary. And then at about 8 o'clock, we're gonna go ahead and have Silas on. So today is gonna be we're gonna go ahead and have a trifecta. Three different gentlemen coming on today. And like I mentioned earlier on,
This call is now being recorded.
You have a prepaid call from
Carlos Contreras.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello. Hello, Carlos. All right.
Okay. So yeah. So to tell the truth, I don't think the death sentence forbids me to facilitate groups or anything like that. But I think I do gotta take some type of mentoring classes or something like that. I think it's almost like about a year where they train you and they teach you certain words, certain type of communications, how to dis dis escalate group settings or certain topics where if you cover about death or something like that, learning to ask the right questions afterwards. Hey, you're gonna be alright after this because we just opened you up. You're bleeding out. You opened up some steep stuff. And want to make sure you're okay before you leave back. Like they teach you all these different methods, and I've learned I've learned a lot of the language out in Death Row, but and everybody all the groups that I've been to in here, they say that I have the vocabulary, the language, the literature already inside of me to speak it out because of all the different experiences that I've been through and the change that I've been through. So all the groups that I've gone to, I've always participated and they kind of like my feedbacks that I give them. And yeah, you could say maybe down the line I could probably start facilitating classes, but I think I have to start getting more and more involved. I think maybe like once I hit those level 2s, like I said, when I go someday right now, that they opened up for all death row inmates, going to level 2s, a whole new world of different and more action to reach more souls and more different inmates. Like that's gonna be so awesome to be able to do, because there's also a lot of people that are going home, and it helps me to speak into their lives about my life, about what I've been through, and how they can go back better men, more mature, better men, and if given the opportunity, right? And even though I don't facilitate classes, stuff like that, I still try to do all the footwork here, like in the day rooms or out in the yard with people that I meet, like new arrivals that pull up. I always, I welcome them and take a little walk with them. Hey, how you doing? Hey, my name is so and so, and then start testifying. The first thing they just chirp out, yeah, I'm a death row inmate. They're like, they take that step back. They're like, what? What are you doing here? I'm like, you didn't even want to know, man. God is so good, man. Look at where I'm at. And I tell them, nah, well, my behavior, because I behave, and they're letting everybody out right now. I'm on a part of a program, and they could see the joy that I have of life. They can see this something that they're missing that they don't have.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
They chirp out on that because they start asking me questions. They start asking me like, how is it that you're like that? If you're facing death, you know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, well, I'm enjoying life right now. To tell the truth, this is the most free I ever felt in my whole life. And so, and then I start running it down to them, all these different layers about myself. And so for me, I look at it like I'm already doing the footwork here in the dorms, like almost facilitating a class, and at the same time working on the skills and the knowledge and verbalizing it. So whenever that time does come, I have all these little testimonies, all these little experiences with different individuals that I can use it for when I do become a facilitator someday, because I do want to become a facilitator, to tell the truth. I would love to become a facilitator because I think it has to do with a lot of respecting your facilitators. You can't have a facilitator that's faking the fraud. They're not going to listen to nothing you say, you know what I mean? But if they respect you and they say, you know what, that's a true changed man, like I'm going to listen to him because I respect him, I believe he's not faking it. He's really going through a transformation. Like his words have value. His words are worth meaning, and I see myself like that someday in the future. I could see that happening.
You know what? You said something right now that kind of like blew me back right now. You said that you might be going to a level 2.
Yes, man. They just open up this new opportunity for all death row inmates. They're starting to clear out all San Quentin death row already, getting every single inmate that's on death row out of San Quentin and sending them to all the prisons all over California. And they're starting from level 2s to level 3s to level 4s and to the SHU. And they're to the 180s. They're sending all of us, every 600 and some inmates left on death row, sending them all out. You know, we still got the death sentence, but they're just letting them all experience this whole new program life. And one of the opportunities, part of that new packet program, the revised pilot program, is that we can go to level 2s now. So me, in my mind, never did I ever think that I would, like, you could have told me that 4 years ago, and I'd be like, man, you should cut it out. Me on a level 2, you're crazy. I'll never go to level 2. I'm on that, bro. What the hell are you talking about? On level 2, man. You know, these laws are changing. And it's a blessing, man. I look at it as a blessing to where it'll give me more programming, like a lot more programming than this level 3. It'll give me more opportunities for jobs to pay my restitution to, you know, to society that I owe my debt, to be able to get jobs and pay it off, start working in a good PIA job, and just doing my part, you know what I mean? Like, it'll just give me more people that I can reach, and I'm going to love it. Believe it, when I end up hitting my first level 2, it's just like, you can go outside anytime you want. I'm gonna really be enjoying it.
Man, so you heard it here first. You know, that's one thing I wasn't aware of, that former death row inmates were gonna be eligible to go down to level 2, and that's huge. That's huge. Have you ever been on a level 2 before in open dorms and?
Tell the truth, in one of my past terms, I hit Avenal one time, and like for maybe like 2 years, right? And it was one of the easiest times I ever done, right? 2 years, and I was young, you know, still like 26 at that time, but it was so quick, so fast, that dorm living, and I guess where we go through, it's gonna be like still a cell setting, but it's a level 2. So it's no matter what, I guess they can't put us in dorm living yet, but they can put us in cell living. So it's even better. We get to go to cells, you know, to a 2-man cell, and it's still, we get all the freedoms as a level 2. But the housing is not the dorm living, but it's just cell living. So it's even way better, you know.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, being beneficial. You have the perks with level 2. But with you got that space where you could get away from it all. You're not stuck in a dorm and dealing with a bunch of other personalities. You just got to deal with one other person. So I could imagine that'll even be better for people that are single celled. They imagine getting down to a level 2, then being single celled. Man, like when you want to be in the middle of things, then cool. When you want to step away and have that alone time, then you got that option. But hey, having a celly, that's the next best thing right there.
Yeah, and so things just keep surprising me every single time here in this CDCR. It's came a long way from where we're at, and I'm grateful, man. I really am grateful. I couldn't say that in 2019. In 2019, I was sitting in a cell in death row, man. Still living, going through that whole setup over there. Shackles everywhere, only going out for 4 hours a day. Like it was just, oh my God, it was a whole different nightmare compared to where I'm at now. Don't get me wrong, even with this, I was so happy. Level 3, I get to eat an ice cream in a pint, you know what I mean? Like, off the yard. I was like, just the little things, and then now they're telling me that I'm going to get more freedom, so I'm like, oh my God. Oh
Hey,
yeah.
at the rate that California is currently going right now, hey, don't be surprised if they next thing when you hit that level 2, they might give you a key to go home. Be like, here, we're gonna go ahead and do that. That new California model is we're really gonna mimic that program that they're mimicking from out Europe. I forget what it's called right now. It's escaping me, but man, those inmates, they let them go home, or they let them go out and work. So hey, don't be surprised. They
Yeah.
tell you that you're gonna be eligible for work release. So, that might be the
Hey
next thing. I
man.
called it first. If it starts happening, I saw it coming.
That's right. Hey, that'll be a blessing, man. And you know what? I truly believe right now they really are trying to help the inmates that are trying to help themselves. Like everything's being documented. When you go to groups, when you go to church, when how long you're on your tablet, all these different things. They got all these cameras up everywhere. So there's nothing that's not escaping their eye of how you conduct yourself. Everything's being documented. And so, these are just the beginning steps for me.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
These are like the first beginning 3 years for me to start building that save file, building my report with CDCR. Doing these they call them extraordinary and above and beyond inmate, where you do things that normal inmates won't do. And when you start doing the overachieving stuff, they recognize it. They document it, and all those things will help the person that really is trying to go home. And like I tell everybody, I see some of these inmates trying to do the work, but they look like they're sucking on lemons, like I have to do all this, just so I can try to go home, and I have to go to a yard, I have to go to these groups, and they're not even enjoying the journey, man. Like they're missing the whole concept of why they're doing it, and if you're not enjoying the journey, then it's pointless, because it comes with the true transformation. It comes with your whole way of identity. You can see the people that are just doing it just because they're trying to get the little points to go home quicker, or maybe make it look good on the parole board hearing, and they're not enjoying the journey, man. And that's one thing that I'm doing. Like, you know what? Let's just say I don't go home. You know what? I became a better man. I became more knowledgeable. I became real respectful. I became a good husband. I became a better community person to the community. I became a good brother in Christ. All these different things that I'm learning. It's making me a way better person inside, to where I'm enjoying it, man. I wake up with a smile. I'm like who. Like, I wake up and I just think of the things that I can do today, with a smile. Instead of waking up like, man, another day in this place, like, man, like, what am I going to do today? The same boring old stuff, I used to think like that, but now I wake up with like, okay, how can I be a positive influence? Who can I help today? Or who can I cheer up? Or who can I check up on today? Or what topic can I bring about that'll help somebody to just brainstorm think outside the box, start these different conversations, and it just makes it interesting, So some people have it and some people don't, and I'm glad that the journey that I'm on, I'm doing it with that smile,
And Amita just she put a comment on here. She put, "You're the best." There it is, man. That support right there. I'm pretty sure that's like the most important thing to you right there. I'm pretty sure cherish her.
Yeah.
Her being by your side, and the visits and all that good stuff. The conversation, the calls, the messaging, the letters, and the drawings. All of that, man.
Man, she is something that she is a beautiful woman that's helped me, man. And don't get me wrong, I've when she came into my life, she was going.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
She was going through a lot, and I was at that time in a good place to where I was a good friend to her in the beginning, right? A real good friend to her, and that's all she needed at the time. And I never thought that it would lead to where we're at now, and I'm glad, I'm glad that I opened myself to her and she opened up herself to me, and now we're best of friends, And so I thank you for that. She is the Valentine,
That's right. Yeah. You know what? Right now, I know the call's about to cut off. If you could just give me a call back, so like that, you could give out your last shout out before I cut the stream, and then
All right.
we'll set something else up for the future.
All right then.
All
All right
right.
now.
All right. Cool.
All right.
Perfect. We'll be waiting. All right. So he's gonna call back right now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut the streams once once we're we give out our last shout out of the stream. Like once again, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Really appreciate the community here. We're a small community, and surprisingly, you know what? We got a good group of individuals that come on. We also have you guys that are drama free, and I like it. Totally different than what I envisioned this vision of mine before I started. I thought it was gonna be a bunch of trolls and whatnot, and surprisingly that hasn't happened. So really appreciate you guys, and coming in and tuning in day after day.
This call is now being recorded.
Link. You have a prepaid call from
Carlos Contreras.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Carlos.
Yeah, all right now, James.
All
Yeah,
right.
right now, you know what I mean? So I just want to say thank you, thank you for SoCal, El ICEMAN, and Almita, my beautiful queen. And thank you, James, for giving me the time today and to allow me to express myself and to communicate some wonderful things to my beautiful wife and also to my friends who are listening and to explain to them a little bit about my story, about my family, and also the things that we go through and the opportunities that we have. And yes, voting is coming this year, so like whatever you guys can do to vote on our behalf, that will help us to help change these laws for inmates. Man, I encourage you guys. There is people in here trying to change and trying to become a better person, and I would really help. It would really be very much appreciated for those who do help us and vote for those laws that are coming out for us. And thank you, James. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for sharing also some of your stuff with me, man. I really like that. It's the first time that I heard you open up a little bit about yourself, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Oh man, you're welcome. Through these conversations, they also help me out too. Realizing some of the things that I do that I shouldn't be doing, and I'm learning a little bit as we go. So not only are you guys helping out the audience, you guys are also helping me to better communicate and improve myself, because prior to this I wasn't I'm not big, like I've never been confident to do public speaking and whatnot, but the more we talk, the more we conversate, it's helping me to open up a little bit more each time. So hopefully in a year, man, I'll be ready to come and do these streams with my face all over them on a daily basis. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So,
practice, man. That's where it all comes in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to go ahead and give everybody a big thank you, and I really appreciate you guys coming in stream after stream. Let me see, Almita was the first one in here. Then we had El Iceman. Thank you to Almita and Iceman. We also had Fischler SoCal, and once again, appreciate the small donations that you guys sent over to Carlos, Jesse, and David, and let me see who else did we have here. We also had it was a small turnout today, but I like it like that. It's more intimate.
That's right.
But yeah, so with that being said, life's like a candle. Once you blow it, it's lights out. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and you'll be hearing from me shortly.
Have a good one. Till next time.
Yeah. All right, then cool. Hey, Carlos, thank you, and go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be we'll be in contact via the Getting Out app, and for anybody listening that wants to reach out to Carlos, is going through some things, or has a question, or needs some advice, hey, feel free to reach out to any of these gentlemen here. They're just an app away and a few clicks away, so take advantage of it.
All right, James, you have a good one. God bless you guys. I love you. You guys have a good day, and happy Valentine's, baby. All right, now you have a good one, James.
All right, you as well. Thank you.